Imagine waking up one morning to find your landlord has hiked your rent unexpectedly. What do you do? Is it even legal? What rights do you have as a tenant? Understanding rent review is crucial for both tenants and landlords to ensure a fair and lawful process. In this guide, we'll break down everything you need to know about rent review. What is rent review? Rent review is the process of adjusting rental payments over time, based on factors such as inflation, market conditions, and contractual agreements. However, landlords cannot arbitrarily increase rent whenever they choose. There are laws and guidelines that must be followed. Rent can be reviewed under specific conditions, which are 1. When there is a rent review clause in the tenancy agreement. That is, if your tenancy agreement says rent is reviewed every 2 years, the landlord must wait 2 years. 2. After a fixed-term lease ends, that is, if you signed a 3-year lease term or more, the rent can't be reviewed until it expires. 3rd, periodic tenancy rules. That is, rent reviews for monthly tenants need 1 month's notice, yearly tenants need 6 months' notice. Steps in undertaking rent review. Step 1. Review lease agreement. Does your tenancy agreement indicate a rent increase? Step 2. Issue rent review notice. The landlord must send a formal letter stating the new rent amount, the reason, that is inflation, market rate, etc., the date it takes effect, a reference to the tenancy agreement. Step 3. Tenant response to a rent review. A tenant can accept the new rent or negotiate a lower increase. If the increase is unfair, a tenant can go to the rent tribunal or court. It is important to note, tenants have legal rights against unfair rent increases. Tenants' rights include right to adequate notice. No notice, no valid increase. Right to challenge arbitrary increases. Excessive hikes can be contested in court. Right to fair market rent. Landlords can't overcharge. Protection from eviction. You can't be evicted for refusing an illegal increase. It is also important to note that landlords must follow legal procedures, which are 1. Follow lease terms. No rent review before the agreed time. 2. Serve proper notice. At least 6 months for yearly tenants, 1 month for monthly tenants. 3. Avoid illegal rent hikes. Excessive increases can be reversed by the court. If a tenant believes that a rent increase is unfair, he has options, such as rent tribunal or magistrate court. File a complaint, and the tribunal will determine if the increase is fair. Mediation and arbitration. You and your landlord can negotiate with a neutral third party. Rent reviews are a normal part of tenancy agreements, but they must be conducted lawfully. As a tenant, knowing your rights can save you from unfair rent hikes and potential eviction. Always read your lease agreement carefully, negotiate when necessary, and take legal action when your rights are violated. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more insightful content on real estate. Let us know in the comments section if you ever faced an unfair rent increase. How did you handle it? Property Pulse, your trusted real estate ally.